New journeys, new beginnings. If it doesn't scare you, it's not worth doing.
Did you actually think this year was going to be as busy as what it's been?
Mate, this year has been one of the best years of my life. After one of the worst years of my life. Like, if you were to ask me that question last year, how did that year go? I honestly would have probably said, I'm giving up, or Disciples is no more. The amount of we went through, honestly, you would never even understand how much we went through. It was crazy, the amount, and we just had to keep going, keep going, keep going, almost blindly, not even realizing, well, is there going to be a light at the end of the tunnel? We just had to keep chugging along. And so a year later now, I'm looking back and thinking, well, that's why we had to keep going. This year's been insane, bro.
So you never thought that 2017 was going to be as busy as this?
No, honestly, it was literally last year, I thought, that's it, mate. The amount of we went through it. And the thing is that the public aren't going to know that because we don't put our bad stuff up on Instagram. Instagram's more like a highlight reel. It's more like the glamour side of no, you only see the glamorous photos, or you only see the glamorous gigs. You don't see the gigs we did where 2 people were in the crowd and people left, and you don't see that. And that's what makes me laugh about this whole industry. But anyway, yeah, last year was yeah, it was a funny old year. But this year, honestly, I couldn't think of a better year. I've done more in the first 6 months of this year than I had done previously in 5. Imagine that, in 5 years. The amount we can do, the amount I could push my body to do when you're pushed, when you're on your last legs, when you think the game is done, and you just bunker down and just try your hardest just to get through the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. You just chip away at the and you come out on top, and it's like, I look back in the last 6 months and think, look how much we did. So many milestones. Amnesia residency in Ibiza. I signed my new deal.
What about all the festivals?
All the festivals that we've done. Singing live for the first time. That's mad. On 3 different occasions for 3 of the biggest things. Radio 1, Mambo's, that was sick, in Ibiza. I did Maid of Vale for Pete Tong's Live Month, which is incredible. And the biggest of all for me was Radio 1 Live Lounge.
Right. Going in. How you doing? You alright? Good.
Basically, just suffer through it.
Don't can you hear me?
Never comes close to clear.
Put on that spotlight on her face. Oh, yeah.
That was so sick. I was like, yeah, it's like you. You'll be happy when you listen to it. No, it sounded really nice. You didn't get any hater texts, which is always nice. That's crazy. Which is always nice. But no, well done, everyone. It was so nice to actually finally meet you all.
Yeah, you too.
That's really
Big
See you later.
No, I'm used to it. What up, guys?
I believe it's saying that's one of the best you've heard.
Oh, where's it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Best lab live.
Whoa. Hello?
Got no
Bro,
yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I mean,
You the link once it's up.
what did you put up? Really? Did you like it? Love my bro, love. This is Radio 1 Artist Takeover with Disciples. Nailed it. This is Radio 1's Artist Takeover with Disciples. This is Duvall, Gavin and Luke. We are Disciples. We are going to take you to Radio 1 for the next hour.
This is Radio 1's Artist Takeover with Disciples.
Yeah, and then whoever wants to say, you can check out everything we've played tonight on the BBC Music playlist, and then introduce.
Okay, so you just heard Michael Jackson, Wanna Be Starting Something, and again, I chose that.
I had a blast. It was the first time ever performing live vocally in general. How much practice went into that?
Practice. Yeah, but main man here killed it in vocals. Duvall absolutely smashed it out of the park, and excited to do more like that.
Yeah. Next level. 1, 2. Oh, sick. Snatch it up here. Oh my goodness! See? This is what it is. Huge pop song, gritty beat. Watch him.
How did you feel like when you did it? Like, were you nervous like when it came on?
Mate, the thing is, the first I wasn't too bad, but then Radio 1's got this intro where it's like, oh my god, it's happening! Like, it's actually now. There's no more rehearsal. This is happening now. I was like, myself for a second. That's why you hear me. I getting into the record like halfway through. I'm like into it. And I'm like, yeah. That intro, me, bro. Oh my god. I was like, because they big you up so much. They talk about your past songs and blah blah. It's all surreal until you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then reality kicks in. It's now.
And whatever comes, comes to spotlight on this light.
Right, they're so sick. That's Luke. On the slide. On the Coca-Cola. Anytime I'm about to do something out of my comfort zone, I get this little voice in my head saying, you know, don't do it, it's not a good idea. You know, you're not going to pull it off. I think everyone gets that voice, to be fair, do you know what I mean? But the only way it goes for me is if I go and do it anyway. I just do what it's saying not to do. I just ignore it, yeah. You know, I mean, fair play, I've got the Disciples boys with me, I've got Gavin and Luke. They're like my wings, it does help having your team. But the most important thing is getting comfortable being uncomfortable.